Hi everyone, it's Sue. I'm back here today with another episode of our Using Up Your 12-inch paper series, and we're up to number 14 today. So we are making these two items. So today you need two 12-inch sheets of paper or card. A couple of things that I just need to say is I'm pretty sure I didn't come up with this idea. Now, why I say I'm pretty sure, because in all my packing and sorting out, I have found several sheets of paper where I've scribbled down notes and measurements and all this sort of thing, and I've tried to decipher some of it. I just have no idea, but I haven't got any reference to anybody. So if this has been done before, if you're happy to put in the comments so that I can credit them, that would be great. I do like to credit whoever whoever's done it before. But as I said, I found a little folder with all these notes and everything in them. So I just don't know where I've seen it or whether I've come up with it myself. Sounds really stupid to say that, but I'm just letting you know that I'm not saying that I have come up with this. It's more than likely I have seen it somewhere, or I've followed through on a tutorial and I've written notes as I've gone when I first maybe started doing junk journaling. Having said that, the second thing I need to say is that use a light to medium weight card. Don't use a very heavyweight card, because there's a lot of folding, and also you don't want to add too much bulk to your journal if you use these in your journal. Okay, so these would be perfect as a gift. Happy mail. I'm very big on the happy mail at the moment. I've been sending out quite a few bits and pieces to different people. I just the way that the world is and everything at the moment, and it just makes me happy to put some sunshine into someone else's life. So this is a really good way and economical way to post, because it's really not that bulky. You should be able to get away with it being a letter. Just the only thing is just this knot, but you can tie it or send it without tying a ribbon if you wish. So we'll go through this first one first. So as I said, we've used two 12-inch sheets of paper, and the only wastage that we have out of each 12-inch sheet is this piece here that we've cut off to make a tag. That's the only piece that haven't used up. So I've just closed this one with a piece of sari silk ribbon. And what we have here is, it's basically essentially an envelope. Okay, so we've got a pocket here, and I've just put some bits of ephemera that I had decorated in there. We can tip it over and we have a pocket here. So obviously this can all be decorated as well if you want to. Totally up to you. Okay. We have here, we have a pocket on the side, and I've just popped a little tag in there. So you could do this a couple of ways, and we'll get into that anyway. You could have two pockets off the side here if you wanted to, but I've done one pocket off the side here and then a pocket in the top, and I've just popped another piece of ephemera in there. In there like that. Actually, mind me, I've just got the envelope flap showing out there, so that just slides down in there. It's a nice little compact. If you've got little Velcro dots or magnets, you could even have that and close that without having to apply a ribbon. That's the first one. Okay, it's quite cute. And then this is the second one that we're going to do. So I've done just a grommet or an eyelet, whatever you want to call it, in the front and the back, and then I've just done the back piece of seam binding longer so that when you tie it, it ties up here into a bow. So we've got one pocket here with ephemera in there, one pocket at the back, and then just a pocket in the top. I've just popped a couple of pieces of ephemera there. And then, as I said, that just ties up. So let's get making, I suppose. I just need to have a drink of water. Okay, 2 sheets of 12-inch cardstock, and we'll make this bigger one first. And I will try and remember exactly what I've done. Okay, so I'm just going to cut the branding strip. Now I'm using the same 2 sheets because I want this for some happy mail that I'm going to be sending to someone soon, and I just wanted it to be very similar. So I'm just going to make sure that this sheet is 12 inches squared. Yeah. So I'm just cutting that branding strip off. This one has bits and pieces on the back. Now another thing, and I don't know what what rock I've been living under, but I really struggle when I create. I like to have noise in the background, and I've just found that I'm more productive if I just have music, because if I have YouTube on, I stop and watch rather than do. So I've got a lot of catching up with YouTube videos to do. So I saw Gail doing this the other day in one of her older videos, and I'm not sure where she saw it, but she's used an older book. Now this book I had purchased and I was going to give back to our op shop because I didn't think that I would utilize it. So I dug it back out of the box because it's got nice sturdy paper. I'll utilize this. Is all naturally stained. So what it is, you just use an old book, and with your scraps and bits and pieces, you can just have like a collage board in a book ready for you when you've got nothing done or you want to make a quick tag. You can tear this out or cut it out and cut your tags or journaling cards and decorate that. So I've just done colours on the front, and then I've just used all different scraps of coffee dye paper or neutrals. This is just another page that I've done, so I just can't get enough of it. I absolutely love it. So what I've been doing is, as I've said, I try and keep these branding strips to do something with them. So the words I'll keep for something else, but this one I'm going to actually glue in. Now because this is of a little bit of a medium cardstock weight, I'm just going to use my art glitter glue. All the other pieces, all the lightweight pieces, I've just put in with a glue stick. Okay, and all I do, as I said, I don't know where I've been, but I've got too many, like, so this is another one. I mean, they don't look very attractive at the moment, but once you start building on them, it's amazing how they come together. So I'm just going to put this down on another page because I had too many strips on the other page this size. So I just can't get enough of doing this. I absolutely love it. So now what I'm finding as well, when I tidy up my desk, whenever that happens, but after I'm, finish one project and going on to the next one, I try and tidy up my desk to a point where I can actually work. I am now using a lot of these smaller bits and pieces and putting them in this book. And as I said, I can't get enough of it. I absolutely love it. So that's just, if you haven't seen Gail's video before, that's something else that you can do. And I've just got it sitting beside my desk, and you can see it's really good weight with the paper and everything on there. So I keep it beside my desk, and I just grab it when I'm cleaning up and just put all those tiny little bits and pieces that you don't think you'll use again, and glue them in there. So just pop that to the side. All right, let's get on to what we're supposed to be doing here. So as I said, I'm using these two, and this isn't really directional. So as you can see, this is quite directional. So I had to work out where this pocket was going to be showing, where I wanted the butterflies to be flying. So if you find something that's not directional, you don't have to worry about it too much as to where you cut it, if that makes sense. Just put that in. All right. So each of your 12-inch papers, you need to cut the paper, so you need a piece 12 by 7. So I'm going to have, this is my 12-inch side, just because there's a little bit of writing there. Not that it really, it's only subtle, it doesn't matter. And then I'm going to cut this by to 7 inches. If I can get my cutter. So if you do that on both sheets, okay. So you need it 12 inches, and then I'm going to cut it at 7 inches. Just need to put my glasses on as well. And we keep this piece aside because we're going to make that second envelope pocket. So again, 7 inches. Alrighty. Now it's a good idea to have a so what I did was I did these both at the same time. So each step, do both sheets at the same time, okay? If you've got a scoreboard, that will come in really handy as well, or if you've got a metal ruler or something and just do a bone folder, that will suffice as well. So on each long edge, you just need to score in 1/2 inch. So all the way down. So we're going to go, where is it? 1/2 inch here. So if you're using a lighter weight, just be careful that you don't push through all the way through with your bone folder. So we're just going to go 1/2 inch on both long sides. And I just need to make sure, because we are doing 12 inches, that I'm in frame there. So 12 inches on, 1/2 inch, sorry, on the 12-inch side, or sides. Measure 4 inches from the top of our sheet into the paper. That way, whether it's directional or not, you're going to have your directions going the right way for the pocket. I'm confusing myself, I think. Okay, so 4 inches. And then we'll do the same on the other sheet. So 4 inches down from the top. Get rid of the scoreboard for a second. Okay, so you've got so from above your 4-inch score line, you need to cut away this 1/2 inch piece here that we've scored just to your score line there. Okay, now I just need to, because this paper, you can hardly even see where the score line is. So I'm just going to cut into that score line there. So this is the 4 inches, and we're going to cut away this long piece on each side. And this is another strip that you can put in that collage book as well. So I'll put that there, and I'll do that later. This paper's so pretty. I think it's Ladylike, I think. Yeah, Ladylike collection by Kaisercraft. I obviously liked it because I had a few sheets. So we're going to cut there, and we're going to cut away so you've got something that looks like that. And so we'll just do this side as well, this other piece, sorry, as well. So this is what you have. You have 2 sheets that look something like that. So what you need to do is just fold your 4-inch piece. I'm just going to just having a look and seeing if I want to do them both the same or do 2 different ones. I'm going to do one with the grungy side and one with the pretty florals. Okay, so that's the start of your 2 envelopes. So what I also just did was trim on an angle. So this just makes it neater. These tabs, and if you want to ink, you need to get your inking tools ready, and we will do that process. I'm not going to ink this because I want to keep it fairly clean. I'm finding I'm not inking everything quite as much actually these days. I don't know what that is. I go through stages. So if you want to ink, grab your ink, and what we'll do is we're going to fold these tabs back. So just burnish it as well with your bone folder. So we're going to fold them back. We need to cut a divot. If I can find my punch. So I'm just going to eyeball this, and I'm just going to cut a divot in each top of each pocket. I'm just going to fold this so that I can see. As I said, the paper's so light, I'm struggling to see exactly where the edges are, so I'm just going to eyeball another divot into this one. Okay. Now if you want to ink, I would suggest inking this here now. Do I want to ink? I don't really want to ink, but it just does, excuse me, define that pocket a bit more. So I'm just going to add a little bit of ink along here on the divot. And okay, so now I'm inking. Okay, that's okay. So you can see that that defines the pocket a little bit more. So do that now, and then what you need to do is just tip it upside down, and then we're going to glue these tabs and bring them to the back. So I'll just do that. So this is what you have. You end up with these 2 lovely big pockets. Now what you need to do is just cut these into a tag shape, and that will make your flap. So I mean, you don't have to, you can leave it so that they're square if you want to, just like square, or you can round them, leave them as that. As you can see, I have done a tag, done it so that it looks like a tag. So I'm going to do that, and I'm actually just going to use this one because I like the shape of that. So you can have just a small shape there at the top, whatever you like. I'm just going to use this as a guide, and I'm just going to cut this and hope I don't cut the other one. And then you can use that, tip it over and cut here as well if you want. So I've got the luxury of having made one previously, and that's what you've got. So if you do that on both of those, and pretty much that's all the wastage you have out of your two sheets. It's pretty good. Okie doke. So now what we need to do is just score this flap so that the flap folds down. Okay. What I was going to say though was this would even, you could put a eyelet in there and some ribbon, and you could send this as Happy Mail filled with all different bits of ephemera. And this is just some tags that I'm working on at the moment. But how beautiful would that be to receive something like that in the mail, just full of all different bits of ephemera, and you could decorate this. So you could stop right here and just do that if you wished, and then the same with this bit that you have left over, you could do just a smaller one as well. So that's one option for your 2 pieces of 12-inch paper. So that's just one idea, but we'll keep going with the project that we're going to do here. So what I've done then, I've scored look at this huge desk, and I'm still working in such a small area. Depending on how far you want, I can't even remember what I did. What did I do? It's like 3 1/4. Depends how wide you want this envelope to be and how far you want the flap to come down. So I've measured from this top part of your, we'll call it a tag, from this top part of your tag into the pocket, I've scored 3 1/4 inches. And same thing, do the same step on both pieces. 3 1/4. And we just want to fold that over and score that. And I mean burnish that, sorry. And so then you have another project. If you don't want to go any further, you now have 2 lovely little decorative envelopes that you've made. So that's another. So we're getting a little bit of a bonus out of this video. So we're aiming to end up with this, but we have a few things that we can utilize the pieces for before we actually get to that. So that's, I mean, they're lovely little envelopes. Same thing. I would ink around these now. If you wanted to ink. Okay, so what we're going to do with these is we're actually going to, it's simple as, we're just going to go back to back. But what you need to think of is, now if you wanted to sew, now I'm not sewing, I would sew each individual envelope all the way around the 4 sides with the flap open. All right, if you want to sew now. I am not sewing on this one. Now, as you can see, I've made this with a pocket at the top and a pocket at the side. So you just need to work out what you want. You could actually have 2 pockets coming out the side if you want to, and I think I might do that this time. I'm going to go do two on this side just so that you can see the difference this time around. So that's one on the side and then one on the top on that one that I've done. So if you're going to do 2 on the side, all you need to do is just flip your envelope around that way. Okay, so it's facing upwards the right way, and we're going to glue 3 sides again, but we're going to do 1, 2, 3. So the 2 shorter sides and 1 longer side, and then 1 strip of glue through the middle, and that will then create your 2 pockets. So I hope that makes sense. So we're going to go, and you want to go pretty close to the edge. Just bring this closer so I can see what I'm doing. And a decent amount. You need a decent amount because you want it to stick. And just thinking, if you go too far into the from the edges, you're going to lose the size of your pocket. It's the only thing you've got to think about. And then you'll have to just make tags the size to go in them. And then just, you can either measure perfectly what the center is. So what have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 6. So I'm just using my board here. So this is 6 inches wide, and I'm just going to use that as a little bit of a guide. It's not going to be perfect, and I'm just going to run glue, a line of glue down the middle there. All right, so tip it the right way. So this is, you want the flap like that. This is going to be the back envelope, and now we're just going to sandwich them together. And you want to give that a good burnish just to make sure that that glue actually sticks. Excess glue there. Okay, now this is going to be a little bit difficult because the glue is going to be still wet, but I'll just show you. So basically that's it. So as I said, if you've got magnets, you can put magnets in behind here and here to clip this shut, or little Velcro dots, you can do that so that they shut. I've just used some sari silk. On this one I'll probably use some pretty pink seam binding. So you have a pocket here, you can tip it over, and you have a pocket here at the back. Same thing, you can decorate any of these if you want to. And then on the side, so here, so my glue hasn't dried yet, but just to give you an idea, you have a pocket here, and you have a pocket here. I'm just being careful because I don't want glue to go on the tag or foot to open that up. So I would leave that sit for a bit before I put anything in there. And this tag here is, so it's 2 3/8 in width. So that's pretty much that, and that fits in there really nicely without being tight. So there you have your first little pocket. I'm just going to find some seam binding. And I'm just going to cut a length of that off just to give you a little bit of an idea of what that, I mean, obviously you're going to have tags sticking out here. So that all adds to it once you get your bits and pieces in there. So much fun. And I like the versatility of this. So you've got a huge big tag pocket that you can stuff full of ephemera and either use or send off as happy mail. And then you've also then got a nice decorative envelope, 2 nice decorative envelopes that you can use. Or then you have this little pocket with a very poorly tied bow, just to close it all. But you get the idea. And then you have your tags. So you'd have your tags sticking out here. And I think I'm going to end up inking this because it will look much nicer, I think. So that's the first one. So easy and so many uses. Okay, now we're just going to find what I've done with the other one. So this is basically exactly the same, except that you're just going to end up with a much smaller one. So with your 2 sheets, we're going to go in, I actually did 1/4 inch, I think, just so I got a little bit more real estate, but I think it was a little bit too small. So I think, let me just have a look. I'm going to go in 3/8 of an inch. So I don't want to go 1/2 inch. I'm just going to go in 3/8 of an inch, score 3/8 of an inch on your long side on both pieces. And while you've got this piece, we will measure. So from your top, I'm going to measure 4 inches. Okay, so I'll do that on this piece as well. So remember what we need to do. We're going to cut away this from, we're not on the 4-inch side, but on the longer side, we're going to cut away what we've scored in from the sides there. So do that on both sides, and remember we're going to just trim these on an angle. These don't have to be perfect. We don't see them, but just makes it nice and tidy. So what have you all been up to? I went and met one of my beautiful friends today. We don't catch up very often, but I mean, we talk often. We live in the same town, and it's really bad that we don't even get to catch up, but we're both packing to move at the moment. Bron has actually, she's moving to the Sunshine Coast, lucky duck, so she's packing to sell her house, and we're packing to try and find a rental, which we've had no luck with yet at this stage of me doing this video anyway. So depending on when this video goes up, it's pretty stressful. Anyway, so we've done that. Okay, now we're going to divot this as well. So we might just fold. I'm going to do this one with the flowers showing out on both sides this time round. So we're going to just fold and crease that, and I haven't done the corners on this one. I've got the bin behind me, and majority of the time it ends up on the dog, and he just keeps sleeping through it all. So we've got same thing. So I'm going to divot in here. Divot in there, and I'm going to do the same with this. So we want to fold and burnish the tabs, I guess we'll call them, and fold and burnish your actual pocket. And then if you want a divot in there, put in a divot. Ink now if you want to ink. So we'll do that very quickly, because you can do all your inking, the rest of your inking at the end. So this is just harder to ink once this is all glued down. And we're going to tip this face down, and we're going to glue those tabs shut. So I don't know if any of you have watched my video for the some ephemera that I've been making for the giveaway journal. Yes, the giveaway journal is still coming along very slowly, but I'm getting there. And I used some gold leaf and said that, you know, it'll be showing up for ages after. Look what I've just found, and I have no idea where it's come from. A bit of gold that's just shown up on my desk. I have no idea where that's come from. That's funny. And so the same with this one. Anyway, yeah, it was so lovely to catch up with Bron this morning, and we went to a garden centre in town. I haven't been there for ages, and they've got the most amazing gift shop. Whoever does their buying has just amazing taste. It's quite expensive, but it's really good quality giftware, and we spent ages. We went and had coffee first, and then we spent 2.5 hours going through the gift shop and through the garden, the plants and all the pots, and then we had to sit on all the garden furniture and try it all out, and probably like those nightmare customers that people see in their stores. So everywhere we went there ended up one of the people that work there, this fellow, he ended up there as well. So I don't know whether he thought we were trying to pinch something, I don't know, but it was hilarious. We had so much fun, and unfortunately we could have just spent all day together, which is really lovely, but we both had heaps to do, so we had to move on. But it was such a lovely morning. I really enjoyed it, and need to do that because it's just made me feel more motivated and happy. So all right, so what I've done there is I've just cut a tag, and I've just used this one that I prepared beforehand, and I've just used it as a template just to give you an idea. So you have two. So here we go again. We've got two. You can put a eyelet in there and some ribbon and fill this with ephemera again. Another nice little happy mail pocket to send off to your friends. Just stuff that full, decorate this. How gorgeous would that be? I mean, you could even do, if you wanted to, you could even do a similar thing where you glued around here and had pocket here, and then your ephemera stuffed front and back. How cool is that? Okay, so now we're going to measure down, and it'll be the same. It'll be the same as what we did before, which I think was 3, what did we do? 3 1/4, I think. 3 1/4. So we need our scoreboard again. Three and a quarter. So as I said before, you don't have to do that. You can do it a little bit longer, or you can do it a little bit shorter if you want to, but 3 1/4 I found worked quite well for me. And once again you have, so just fold that down and finish that. You now have another little gorgeous little envelope that you could utilize. So you don't have to go and do the whole project. You can do a stop there and use it as an envelope if you want to. All right, so we've done that. So there you have your 2 pieces. Now I'm going to, this one I'm just going to have as a top pocket in here. What I've done there, I haven't folded that very well. That's okay, doesn't matter. So I'm going to glue 1, 2, 3 sides. Can't do anything about that now. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3 sides, so that we have the top left open. It's the same thing again. Try not to go too far in because you lose a bit of that pocket. Here Roland's belly is sitting on the windowsill wanting to come in. Okay, so make sure you've got the top at the top, and we're just going to butt those 2 little envelopes together. And just burnish that down just so that the glue spreads out and adheres. And then you have, and I'm just a bit reluctant to put too much in there. So then you have your top pocket. So cute. So what I did then was I just put some grommets in. Grommets. I don't know why I'm calling them grommets lately. Eyelets. What have we got? I've actually got some pink ones. Have I got 2 pink ones here? Found these in all my sorting and packing as well. It's like Christmas finding all these new things. Old but new things. I did just find 2 pink ones and now I can't find them. Yep. I'm just not sure of the quality of them and how they'll squash, but anyway, we'll see. So I'm just going to, same thing, I'm just eyeballing it. Measure it if you want to. So just want a hole in that side and I want a hole in this side. I'll try and line them up as best you can. And then I'm just going to put the eyelets in. Not too bad. Wrong way. So we have the 2 eyelets and I'm going to put some satin seam binding. So it doesn't matter which is the front, which is the back, but the front one I put less in. So, and I doubled it over. So let's see, we have about that much. So about 12 inches for the front of seam binding or twine, whatever it is that you want to use. And then I want this to tie around to the front into a nice bow. So we're going to cut about there. And this one is about 22 inches. So 12 inches and 22 inches. And all I do is pop that in. And then do the other side. I ripped my nail off too. I was packing some boxes and lifted it up. Oh, it hurt. So, an ugly band-aid on there now. So you can see one is shorter than the other, but I just wanted it, it's just more a visual thing than anything else. And then I just tie it so that the bow sits at the front. So I'll just trim that a little bit. And so there you have, and that's what it looks like at the back. So you just have to untie it and you have your pocket here. So you can put lots of bits and pieces in there. The pocket on the back side. And then you have your pocket in the top. For all your bits and pieces. So I thoroughly enjoyed doing those, and I love the fact that there's 3 different things that you can get out of making this as you're heading towards finalizing these 2 little envelope pockets. So you can have your big tag, your bigger tags. So I had it tied so much more beautifully before. You can have your bigger tags and stuff it with ephemera. You could even back those 2 tags back to back and have side openings, as I said. So you would have this and the other one back to back, and then you can just put, like, if you wanted to, a grommet and some seam binding or twine. So you could glue those together and you could stuff your, so you wouldn't do this step, you wouldn't do the scoring step here. Glue them back to back, stuff your pocket here with ephemera, the same there, and then you could glue and have a side pocket here and a side pocket here. So that's one thing. And then you can just make your envelopes and just have that, just beautiful decorative envelopes, or you can go the full step and then end up with these pockets that we've got here. So I'm just determined to tie this bow nicely now. Anyway, it is not going to happen by the looks of it, but you get the idea. So that's just really, really pretty. Let me just get rid of the eyelets. So this is what we've done. So it's basically the same, but just two different versions. You're using two 12-inch sheets, and basically the only wastage that you have are the pieces that you've cut off to make the tags or the flaps of the envelopes. Okay, so that's the ones we've done today, and I'll just quickly show you through again. So you've got a pocket here, flip it over, and you've got a pocket here. Fill it with ephemera. And on this one, there's my tag. Excuse me. Now I've got a frog in my throat. Sorry about that. So you've got a side pocket here and a top pocket here. Okay, and on this one I did two side pockets. So a side pocket here and a side pocket here. So much fun. And then this one, which is what we've made here, so it looks like this. So pocket here and a pocket here and a pocket in the top. And I've done the same. This one has a pocket in the top as well. So that's it, guys. So easy. And as I said, I just love the fact that we can make three things, really. Three different items. I can't get this in the side now. Which side have I got it on? Is this? No, it's not even the right one. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I need some sleep. So you've got the opportunity to make three different items on the way to completing these, or two other items on the way to completing this third item here. Okay, so I hope that you really enjoy them. I absolutely love making them and putting them together, and I am definitely going to be making more of these, and these would look beautiful in a tuck, in a journal, in a pocket, or as I said, as happy mail. Yeah, just a really lovely way to use up your 12-inch papers, and really, really not that hard to do. So, and there's so many different variations that you could make from this as well. So once you get started and have a bit of a play around, you'll be amazed at what you can come up with. So I'm going to put this in here. So that's what we've done. So I really hope, and as I said, go around, once you've glued these together, you can go around and ink all your bits and pieces. I'll do that off camera so that you don't have to watch me do all that. But I hope you enjoyed those, and I hope you get to make a few. And that's another two pieces of our 12-inch paper stash done. We're getting there, guys. All right, so all please take care, and hope you're keeping well. I'll put the details. What am I putting details down for? Oh, the details for some seam binding. If you're looking for seam binding, I do sell it in my shop, and some sari silk. So I will put the details for my website down below. So until next time, guys, I hope you all stay really safe, and I hope you get a little bit of crafting time in. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.